Hello, and thank you for joining me. We have been off air for a few days, a few weeks actually. Last couple of weeks, we had some challenges regarding people joining us. Um, we, I'm not sure we are listening to me or not. I am seeing some activity here. Uh, is there out there anybody who is able to hear me? I do apologize. I have a monitor which was on, which I just switched it off. Anyway, there's a lot of activities that have been going on since this summer. We have been looking at opening up retreat center, and we successfully have a location in Ontario itself, in the town of Cargill. It was an old building. We are restructuring and and we are restructuring. Um, I'm having some technical problem. Probably you are seeing me in and out. It's cutting in and out. Um, Also, I have a new computer and I'm trying to get used to it. Was going to do it on the old computer and finally decided that no, we need to plow through and make sure that it works. So, with all the challenges, we are here today. We hope you have joined us and you are able to listen to me this time. I know the sound is going out. Somebody responded saying that yes, they can. Anyhow, to start again, we have had a lot of activities happening over the summer. I personally went to New Brunswick first time in August to visit a 200-acre land that was being offered to us for opening of a retreat center. In meanwhile, in Cargill, we were given a building to open a retreat center as well. It is in Ontario, Canada. The city is called Cargill. If you Google it, you'll see it. It's right on Tees River. And we are now putting the building together, and there's a lot of work going on. And hopefully, within the next 2 to 3 months, we'll have enough facilities set up to run full-time retreats. In the meantime, we have done a couple of prayer meetings there. We have had 2 barbecues so far. Some people that have been following turned up. We had few people who were brand new to this concept. And any live setup we do and any meetings we do, I personally try and teach the right way to do it. I do try and explain you on internet, on the webcast, remaining on Google Live. And hopefully you'll continue to practice, because no matter what you do, this practice is going to make a difference in your life. Going back to New Brunswick, We have been offered 200 acres of land, and we'll have the final documents ready in our next week or two, and it's a matter of paperwork. We will be starting to open that center up. I have a real nice team that has come along. Um, and at this point in time, I would like to introduce Isabel Richard, who is taking care of. I'm not sure she's online or not, and I'm not sure how to bring her on screen at this point in time. But if you're there, Isabel, thanks a lot for all the help you have provided and making this happen. I will be staying in Ontario for 2 weeks, and then the last 2 weeks in each and every month, I would be going to New Brunswick. If you are in New Brunswick area, please send me a text message or an email through the website, and we can connect. New Brunswick is going to be a fairly large project because we do plan to bring full structure of FirstNet Group in place there. There is number of activities. There is a business side to it. There is farming to it, um, and so far we have 11 different practitioners, starting from Reiki to native Indians. I hope the term is right. The North American, the Canadian, Micmac community, who is also helping me to establish some of the traditional way of doing things. They are helping me with setting up a garden which will have herbal. They are going to help us introduce or reintroduce any other variety of plants that are disappearing. This particular land is in Miramichi, on Miramichi River, in Miramichi, New Brunswick. And hopefully next summer you will come and visit us. We have been planning this since 2010, and I personally have gone through a journey, and I'm traveling that journey. Um, I constantly heard about one thing, that each and every scripture said that if you really, really believe and have a good faith internally, and you do the right action and continue to follow the right action, remain in harmony with nature, Mother Nature, take care of Mother Earth, understand how the nature works, then it will provide. So it does provide, I can say that with full faith and confidence. The results are starting to show. We have a place in Cargill, Ontario that was given as a gift to us. Same thing, this place in Miramichi is a real good gift. And I fully believe that as we move forward, we will be able to have a fair exchange with the owners of these two places. So join us, come and learn. There are past webcasts, and today I'm just briefly going to talk and touch base on a couple of things, and then we'll move forward. One thing that we are planning to announce is this practice has been developed and several people are practicing. They started with the basic breathing technique. They added the frequency and vibration. They are finding that just introducing these in the daily life has made a huge, huge difference. People in New Brunswick who have started and experienced these activities have found slowly their lives are changing. As I said, it all happens if you fully believe and faith internally that you can make a difference in this world. It does happen, and I can tell you this with full faith that everything I have been doing, I have been practicing, I've been putting forward together has come from different places. This is nothing new. This is all available on internet, but it is how you make it work for you. It's been almost 9 years journey for me. It's last 3 years when I started speaking. I started training people in different places, and we have come to a very clear understanding. We live in financial economics. We live, breathe, talk, sleep, eat. Everything we do is related to money. And definitely, since we use money as a commodity for fair exchange, we are scrambling each and every day to meet that requirement. Can we change that? The question is, can we change that? Yes, we can. And this is again nothing new. This comes from few hundred years back. If you look at it, where there was no financial or money used as a fair exchange, everybody worked together, and whatever was access for one was given to others in a fair exchange. The land wasn't that expensive, the buildings were not that expensive. Everybody got together and did whatever was necessary for the well being of the community. In other words, they made sure that they looked after their own backyards. Today, we don't have that, especially in North America and Western countries. If you know your neighbor, you are lucky. If you know your fellow neighbor, you are blessed. And that doesn't happen. Even if you come to know them, your interaction is very, very limited. We need to change that. We need to come to know our neighbors. We are human beings. We need to interact with each other. The first question that will pop in your mind is, what about my privacy? Why should my neighbor know what I'm doing? Why should anybody know my affairs? Think for a second. All these affairs you are worried about is related to what? What is it related to? If you really look deep, it has all to do with your ability to manage your life financially. People who are very, very well off, they brag about their toys, their cars, their boats, their huge house, the last acquisition they had. They have no problem sharing that. It is at the other end where people have very little. People have enough to survive day to day. It's people like you and me who have this huge issue. The issue is privacy. And as I said, what is that privacy you are protecting? When you go to sleep, you can't sleep because you can't meet your payments. You go to sleep because you don't know who to talk to. You go to sleep thinking that what if my parents comes to know, or what my brothers and sisters comes to know, or what if my friends come to know, what will they think of me? The point is, what will they think of it, or me, or you, has no place to worry about. Because if we can change the final financial economics to social economics, you will have much peaceful time. Your success is not based on dollars. Your success is not based on a beautiful car you have in your driveway. Your success is not based on the job position you hold. Your success is not based on all those external items. Your success should be based on your interrelationship with your neighbor, creating your backdoor economy, backyard economy, creating such a scenario and environment that each of you can talk with each other to see what next you can do to improve your own backyard. When the community starts doing that, when your neighbors start helping each other, when you can get together and then sit down and have a decent chat, discuss the matter of your own neighborhood, see if anybody is having a problem, a challenge in their life due to sickness, due to loss of job, to help them to maintain the same level economy you have in your own neighborhood is the rate of success that we should be measuring with. How do we do that? It doesn't happen overnight. You have to start bite sized somewhere. You have to start with your own personal self. You have to figure out how to do this transition by yourself or find a group of people or a person or a teacher who is willing to listen and help create this difference. Can this difference happen? Yes, it can. But we have to start somewhere. We have to take bite sized steps. It's just like when you were born. First, you were fed, you were taken care of. Then, slowly, you learned how to use your hands and you started to eat by yourself. Clumsy, but you did. And as you grew up, you perfected it. Same thing, you were crawling. When you started to walk, you must have stumbled several times, fell, but you still got up and continued to walk. No fear. Same way, when you were a child, you really knew how to breathe because the nature had provided that programming. Now you don't know how to breathe. In last 3 years, I have yet to find a person who can really, really breathe right. Even people who had listened to my lectures had done breathing. It was still difficult to do it right. Simply because unless that training happens, that hands-on training happens, you will not do it right. So I can teach you few things on the internet, You need to figure out to find people around you who can actually take you there. Over the next few weeks, we will show you live how to breathe deeply. But in the meantime, as I said, go and listen to my past sessions and come up to speed. Everything that this practice teaches is part of your daily life. You don't have to find an hour, sit down for an hour to focus and do this. Every practice we have put in place is less than 3 minutes. I would even go further that if you just do 12 breaths, they are 6 seconds each. That is less than a minute and a half. 72 seconds is all it takes in your daily routine to do this breathing exercise. Can you find that time? You won't believe it, but people say they don't have time to even do that. If you can't stop yourself for a minute and a half, for a few days, few hours, and few times a day, I can tell you, you're spinning your wheels. You're doing at an expense to your own health. When your health is not perfect, your body remains stressed. When the body remains stressed, your ability to function decreases tremendously. We are so used to reduced functionality that we don't even know. We go from one place to the second place to the third place to the fourth place right through the day. We do jobs that we don't even enjoy. It's nothing to do with the job. The job is perfectly fine. Remember, he chose it. He chose a field to work in. So there's nothing wrong with the job. It is the stress that you have created for yourself over the years that causes this huge problem. You don't feel like getting up sometimes to go to a job. You have to do it because you need the money to meet your commitments. And guess what? If you really sit down, you're always overextended. You made more commitments than you can earn. You made more commitments than your finances will allow. And that causes another stress into your life. So how do you manage all this? What do you need to do? It is quite simple. Come and learn this practice. I've been teaching this one-on-one to quite a few people now. And it's come time that we offer a practical course. We have created a 90-day course which takes you from your internal quietening, teaches you breathing exercises, teaches you to manage your finances, to manage your personal relationships by making small changes. It will improve your health, your well being, because it will create an awareness and understanding that you will stop a lot of your activities that causes you stress you'll stop and restart. If you do that, between 1 and 3 years, your life will change, your health will change. You will make a difference on this earth if you continue beyond 90 days. Even if you don't, in 90 days, if you just pick up one or two changes in your life, it will change everything. So, this is my first introduction to what we have been doing. It is not what I have done. This is all comes from experience of a lot of people around the earth. It's time we stop, we create some internal awareness, change some programming internally, have a better understanding, find heaven on this earth, find way for our five senses to experience a life that we should as being a physical self. Those are the five senses that enters our body that takes precedence over everything else we do, and based on that we take our decisions. People talk about spirituality or soul, some call it energy, some call it consciousness, whatever your definition is. Some say I don't believe in God, but I believe in practical life. I believe in science and technology, but you still believe in something. If you tell me you don't believe in anything and you exist, then let's have a discussion. Let's have a talk. Send me an email. I can show you that doesn't matter where you are in your life, you have a belief system. Otherwise, you cannot exist. That is your consciousness, or that's your soul, that's your spirit, whatever you want to call, that's your energy. So let's start as if today is the first day. Sit down, have some time by yourself. Go and listen to my lectures from past. They are on YouTube. And do some of this practice. Join me every Monday. I used to do it at 7 because I have New Brunswick and some of my good friends there now. I have taken it to 8 o'clock. So let's keep on moving. Let's do what we need to do and make a difference. First internally, then in our own backyard, our neighborhoods. The rest will take care of itself. We'll be able to enjoy more art, more music, more nature. We'll develop better understanding. If you are in research, your research will have a better capacity. Your researches will provide better lifestyles, better understanding. And let's use all this talent and knowledge for making this Mother Earth a better place first. Let's find humanity first. Let's be human beings first. It's very important. Be a human being first. Then you can add on your faith. your culture, your place of living. We can add everything on top of it, but if we do not have humanity, be human being first, and treat each other as human beings, we'll continue the same life we are living today. It's full of disasters, full of wars, full of suspicion. We live in fear. When we become human and we can share, sit and talk, and enhance each other's life, will decrease our fear. We will live on this earth as one big, happy humanity and a family. So let's create the humanity. Let's work towards being a human being first. That is the core of what we are, who we are. As a human being, we have an ability to share. We have an ability to think. We have an ability to feel. We have an ability to smell. We have an ability to see. When we bring all this ability and use it for enhancing ourselves internally, then we can go out and start enjoying this world with all our senses. It's a concept that you can debate, or it's a concept that you can actually practice. As you practice, it becomes clear. As your internal self becomes quieter, you create quietness around you. If all of us create enough quietness around us, we'll create very, very peaceful world. Peace is a status. We can't create peace, it's a status. And that only comes if we all become internally quiet. Work towards Mother Earth's betterment. Make this earth a wonderful place. Let's plant more trees. Let's create more gardens. There's a lot of room on this earth that we can convert it into a very, very beautiful place. Let's start. So, in order to do this, after a journey of number of years and last 4 years, FirstNet Group has been running a peace program, have done fair amount of work. Number of people have come and helped us, given us ideas. I have personally gone out and joined different groups, different community actions, and learned from it. And there are a lot of people who are doing similar things. They are planting organic gardens. They're going out of their way to reduce pollution. Join me if you are one of those people, and I will join you for sure. Let us join together and make a difference. In order to continue to do some good work and continue to have number of people come together, we have just created and registered a non-profit corporation in Canada. It is called First Humanity Fellowship. It is called First Humanity Fellowship. Let's create that first. Let's create that humanity. And let's create that fellowship. Come and join me. Come and join us. Every day we find another person or two who have the similar thoughts, have ideas of creating a retreat center for creating and helping others. I was in the same boat until I realized that it is not one person who can do it. It is not possible for one person to create a retreat center because it will be a small place. It will be hard to do it because it will require almost the same resources as 10 people building the retreat center with 10 different abilities, sharing and growing in your own backyard, in your own community. Let's create those communities. Everything belongs to Mother Earth, not to us. Let's let go of that attachment. It's not easy. It takes time, understanding, and a practice. Hence, we call the era of truth and service that comes with the practice. We call it the practice. So come and join us. Let's create this first humanity fellowship to make it work. And let's make this world one global village. Please join me. And as I said, I will join you. Anything that you bring to the table which enhances our humanity, helps Mother Earth, I'll be more than happy to join you as well. I'd be more than happy to share whatever resources we have built so far to make it happen. We can exchange ideas. The practice we are teaching, we can enhance it. If you find that we can make it better, we are totally open. What can we do this for Mother Earth? Can we do something for Mother Earth? Can we do something for humanity? Can we be humans first? Create the humanity first. Create the fellowship of humanity first. And then we can add on respect anything that is available. Because our understanding, our internal understanding is very clear. Let's make it very, very clear. And we will have this Mother Earth in the status of peace. We will create the status of peace. Let us start in our own backyard, then our neighborhoods, and work from there. Thank you for joining me today. The practice will continue. As I said, if you go onto the website, there is 5 basic practices that were put together. Listen to it. Start with one, the oldest or the first video, and then practice it for a week. Go to the second one, practice for a week. Go to third one, and so forth, until you got and reach that point. Connect with me if you are in Ontario, you are New Brunswick, in Quebec. If you can get few people together, and as I move forward and backward, and I can come and visit, and we can sit together and do the actual hands-on practice together, I'll be more than happy to do that. If a group wants to come to Cargill or to New Brunswick, let us know so we can organize for you guys to stay for a day or two or for a weekend and be with us and enjoy the space, the teachings, and the learning. Because whatever we have in the practice and whatever you have, we can share. So let's learn to share. It's not your specialty, it's not my specialty. This is universal. This is gift and a blessing. So let's live in this blessing. Let's begin today. Go and listen to the first lesson and practices for a week. I will be taking some questions in next 2 to 3 weeks. As I said, I'm not very used to this new computer. I'm not used to chat on this one. Microsoft Edge works in a very funny way. And hopefully within next 2 to 3 weeks, we will have it established. If any of you out there have the expertise on Google Air, Hangout, and would like to organize and arrange and become part of it and manage while we are on air, I will really appreciate your help. If you are good at Google Air, you would like to help us out, you would like to participate with us, and every time we go, manage the talks, manage the audio, become our MC, I call it Master of Ceremony. We will be very, very grateful to you. You will get a lot of blessing from most of us for managing this side of the technology for us. I did have a person in India, and he was taken away from us at a very tender age of 24. We are looking for a replacement. Please send me an email and I'll respond to it. I thank you for listening to me. Let's meet again next week on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll continue to adjust until at least we know we have covered from east to west and people can join us live. I'm also willing to do it at 9 o'clock. If it helps our Western friends, let me know. It will be 6 o'clock for you, and I know the Eastern side will be at 10 o'clock. And I'm sure everybody can have their full day and join us at 10 o'clock for an hour once a week. And 9 o'clock will also help people in Toronto or the Eastern region. And then, as you go to the West, people in the West would have just come home for dinner, and they can also spend an hour with us. Thank you. Good night and blessings. We'll see you next week at 8 Eastern Standard Time.